Hey guys, it's Skye from Aman Magazine, and in this video, unfortunately, I'm going to be talking about something that I don't think any journalist or any broadcaster really wants to talk about, stuff that's been brought to light recently. Of course, I'm talking about Lucy Letby, who is the deadliest UK nurse. That's what she's been known as. Lucy Letby has recently been found guilty of murdering 7 infants and attempting murder of 6 others. Her trial went on from October, end of last year, until early this month, which is August 2023. Letby was arrested back in July 2018 when it was known that there was an unusual yet frequent amount of infants dying at the Countess of Chester Hospital. So a bit about Lucy Letby is that she comes from a pretty ordinary background, quiet town. She's an only child, had, a group of school friends growing up, and it seems to be that her parents, of course it's their only child, but they seem to be in denial that their daughter, their 33-year-old daughter, grown-up daughter, has done this to children. It's a horrific child killer. Also, Letby's childhood friend Dawn Howe is standing by the murderer. Recently, she spoke in a BBC interview and said that she will never believe that Letby is guilty, that she is the kindest person, and to all the claims that have been made, she says it's just really out of character and she doesn't believe it.
I know Lucy, I've grown up with Lucy. She couldn't have done anything that she's accused of. To say that she could have harmed any baby, it's just not in her nature. Outside of our group, she would present as more shy, reserved, serious, level-headed. But inside the safety of our group, she sort of lets her hair down a bit more and is goofy and makes us all laugh. Very bubbly, loves a cocktail.
And during that interview, it seemed as though she spoke for many others that are in that friendship group. So Letby worked at the Countess of Chester Hospital from 2011 as a neonatal nurse, and overall, she was found guilty of her crimes, which included injecting her victims with air or insulin, overfeeding the infants, and also physically assaulting them. 2 babies also died during her training, and it also come to light after the Cheshire Constabulary stated that he believed there were more victims, including the Liverpool Women's Hospital. When the police searched her home when she first got arrested back in 2018, they come across notes that looks a bit like a confession. Now, these notes, if you see the pictures of them, they're very scrawny, they're very scribbled on. They look like, she wasn't in the right frame of mind. I mean, I don't know about that, but she'd written on these notes saying, "I'm evil, I did this. I killed them on purpose because I am not good enough." And then in a different note, she said, "I'm sorry that you couldn't have a chance in life," and also wrote the word help, and the help is very bold. It just looks, it's unspeakable, is what I will say. There are also repeated searches on her Facebook of the victims' parents, so all the evidence is completely pointing to what she did. In fact, it's backing it up. There were also reports that many of her colleagues and many other doctors at the hospital raised their concerns of Letby, but it was really slow to get reported to police. One person has said that it seemed like it took like a year and a half to get reported to the police, and people are really looking into now why the top dogs at that time weren't reporting it sooner. And one doctor has said that the babies could have been saved if there wasn't such a delay on getting Letby reported and looking into what was actually happening. Letby has been sentenced to life in prison with a whole life order. She refused to not attend her sentencing, which again has caused a massive uproar. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has called Letby cowardly, and referring to her not showing up has said that they should face their victims, and he has spoke about how they're going to look into making a law change so that horrific criminals, they can face the victims' families and the victims and see the hurt that they've caused. So going forward, hopefully that will happen for future cases like it should have been for this one. So Letby got released on bail and then was re-arrested back in 2019, and then the following year in November she was arrested again. So overall she was charged with 8 counts of murder and 10 counts of attempted murder. Lucy Letby will die in prison and is the 4th female criminal in British history to have no hope of parole. To be honest with you about this case, I don't really know what to say other than, of course, I send my love to all the victims' families and the colleagues that worked with her and reported it consistently as well.